negative $18 for Christmas.
No, I don't want negative $18.
Why?
Okay, guys, hey, Ashley, zip it, because we're now talking, I want to get an appropriate degree of solemnity in here.
What's that mean?
Solemnity means solemnness. Yes, it started. We're going to talk about the underpinnings of the universe itself. Conditionality. It's either the engine of the universe or time's great lie. Okay? It's actually the latter. But it feels like the former, and it certainly is the engine of all adversarial discourse. So, conditionality, when we have sentences in English, in order to talk about conditionality, we're going to talk a little bit now about the statement connected in English. When we connect statements, we don't just say them in isolation, like, this is a pen, and then everyone's just like, We usually have some point, right? Yeah. So we have these connecteds that allow us to express complicated ideas. And this is a pen, and this is a whiteboard. Okay, with this symbol here, and. We express and like this, and, or we can express it like this. I have cheese, but no lettuce. If I say this, it's X and not Y. But means and. I enjoy potatoes while Steve likes fries. No, that's potatoes. Likes flour tortillas. Okay. This, again, while here just means and. This would be X and Y. Okay? We usually normally use P and Q for logic stuff, but whatever. This is one statement connected we have in English. And it says both things. The other statement connected we have or. X or Y.
I can't see.
Sometimes we have an either in front of it. Sometimes we leave the either off. Okay?
Sorry.
So, if I say either mom or I, some sentence you might hear from your parents or something, will attend your soccer game. That would be expressed X or Y. In this instance, X is I have cheese, Y is
what is that or?
This is or. A little B like that. Right. This is, let's say,
it looks like
I like milk and honey.
Vibration.
Who's calling me? Well, he's just going to have to chill. All right. I'm in the middle of something, Abraham. All right.
Are you talking to Abraham Lincoln?
I'm talking to Abraham Lincoln. Right? He's not Abraham Lincoln, he's Abraham Lincoln.
His cousin?
His name literally is Abraham Lincoln. The only difference is, instead of an L, it's got an R. That's his name. Swear to God.
At first I thought it was like...
A joke or something? Understandably, you might think that would be one, but it's not. That is his name, Abraham Lincoln. Except it's pronounced Rincon.
Rincon!
Okay, either mom or I will beat your game, X or Y. I like meat and cheese. Then that's going to be X and Y. Notice, it doesn't have to have two separate subjects. If I say, I'm going to the store and...
What do you want?
No, that would be a question. We're only talking about statements, okay? Not in what do you want. I'm going to the store and then I'm going to the movies. That's X and Y. I'm going to the store or to the movies. That's X or Y. Now, I want to point out what statement connectors do. Statement connectors relate to the truth value of something. The truth value. All statements have truth values, okay? All statements have truth values.
Twilight Sparkle is amazing.
That has a truth value. That truth value, that sentence is false. All statements have truth values.
Pinkie Pie is not amazing.
Pinkie Pie. Yes. Good old Pinkie Pie.
You know
Now,
who she is?
I believe she's one of
Pinkie
My
and the
Little
Brain.
Pony's friends, if I'm not mistaken. Is she indeed one of My Little Pony's friends?
Yeah. What element is she then?
Is she the element pink?
No, it's a poop.
Is she the element sparkle magic?
No.
Is she the element darling adorableness or something?
No.
What element is she?
Laughter.
Laughter. Oh, that is adorable.
Laughter is the best
All right.
medicine.
Now
If
look,
you're laughing
hey,
for no
Ashley,
reason, you
Ashley,
need medicine.
Ashley, listen to me. You have gotten me off track here for a second.
Yay!
And I don't blame you, because who can resist the urge to bring up that particular product line? But let's get back to this. Truth value. All statements have truth values. So, and statements, they both have to be true. I have a pen and an eraser. I tell you that statement. You think I'm lying. So you look in my hands. Okay, well, he's got a pen. Yes. He's got an eraser. Yes. Okay. The sentence is true. Now, if I said I have a pen and an eraser, and you checked, would you say it's true?
Yeah. It's true.
No, Ashley. No.
It's to satisfy you.
It's not true. You have to have both to be true for and. For or. This is why I spent a second talking about and. Or is a little more tricky. Normally in English, we might mean it one of two ways. If I say today is either Wednesday or Thursday, could it be both Wednesday and Thursday? No. In that case, if you say today is either Wednesday or Thursday, what you're really saying, stop talking. Wednesday or Thursday, you're saying today is Wednesday or Thursday, and it is not both Wednesday and Thursday. Okay? Because if you just use or in the logical sense of the word, you mean if this is true, it's true. If this is true, it's true. And if they're both true, it's also true. So if mom and dad go to your game, did they lie? Like, okay, you go, your dad says, either your mom or I will come to your soccer game on Saturday. And then you're at the soccer game and you're playing, you look in the stands, and you see both your parents are there. You stop, liar! You are lying! You should have used the conjunction and, not the disjunction or.
And the opponent scores.
Yeah, right. Blame my parents. They're liars. You're still screaming at them from the field. They're like, no, I never should have sent him to that logic class. Now they have a non-conventional understanding of the word or. Okay, so that's or and, right?
Can I do that?
Yeah, go ahead, Ashley. Go right ahead, you do that. All right, now all this is leading up to this, though. These are not conditionalities. This is called a conjunction. Make sure you write it down because it's good to know you're conjoining things, and these verbs and these words get used in debate too. Oh, you're conjoining these two different warrants, but you don't link them properly. A phrase you might use in a debate round, right? The conjunction of these two things means both has to be true for the whole thing to be true. If your opponent is making an argument that's got two components to a link chain, in other words, they have to establish X and Y before they can get to Z, then you need to point out the fact that their conclusion requires both elements of the conjunction to be accurate in order for it to be accurate. In other words, it has a truth value of false unless both things are true. We cannot give them half the impacts on this particular argument because half of their points are true if the conclusion is contingent upon them both being true, right? This is stuff you need to be able to think about in a debate round. This is why we call this metacognition or higher order thinking, is because you're not thinking about what they're saying, you're thinking about how they've managed, and you're not thinking about how they're saying it either. You're thinking about how what they're saying works on a mechanical level, also on a discourse. Eventually you think on innumerable levels. So you think about it as a discourse thing, how does it work? Like, do I use language that commits ontological violence against certain classes of people or whatever? on a mechanical level. This is the mechanical level, right? How is it working on the mechanical level? If you can call out your opponents for making mechanical mistakes, you sound like you know what you're doing. If you say, Judge, I don't want to get too technical here, but what's happened is my opponents have provided a link chain, which begins with a conjunction, is followed up with a disjunction, logically, okay? Now, they failed to establish the second part of their conjunction, and their disjunction is conditional upon their conjunction. So, functionally, their entire argument is in tatters because of the invalidity, just dismantled it. When an argument is fallacious, it is invalid or something, well, a fallacy in general is known as that which renders the argument as a whole invalid. If you have an invalid argument, it's not that their impacts are necessarily untrue, Judge. If an argument is invalid, are the impacts untrue? No, I can show you right now. All
Fruit gatherers.
all pigs breathe. I am not a pig, therefore I breathe. It's an invalid argument. There's no reason to logically conclude those things. And yet every single thing I just said is true, right? I do breathe. I'm not a pig. And pigs do breathe. Okay, so I said three true things, and yet I made no logical argument whatsoever. Well, your point is, Judge, it's not that we can necessarily conclude that he doesn't breathe. It's just that for the purposes of this round, he's failed to establish it. Okay? That's your point. Okay? Now, I said all this stuff because the key thing in debate is not necessarily and or, though they might come in handy in the way I fashioned them right there. It's conditionality. That's this symbol, if then. And the way you read this, if X then Y. Read this.
If X then Y.
Read
If
this.
X then Y.
Right. Read this. Edmund, read this.
X and
Yeah. Read this.
if X then Y.
Read this.
If X then Y equals Z.
Then.
X and Y then
Yeah.
If X and Y then Z.
Correct. Read this, Ashley.
If X and Y.
If X then Y.
Oh.
Read this, Ashley.
If X then Y.
Read this.
Then Z.
No. Read this. If X and Y, then Z. Burr, burr. If X, then Y. Burr, burr. If X and Y, then Z. Burr, burr. Because look, this thing goes like this. If goes this direction, and then goes this direction. So you have to split it. You put the if before you read this, right? So if X, then Y. Okay? If X and Y, then Z. What if I say this?
Oh,
Right?
if X and Y or Z then Q.
Right.
Can I?
Read it, Edmund.
Wait. If X and Y or Z then Q.
Right, but what if I do this?
I want to read it. But I want to read it.
All right, you can read this one. Whiny pants. Did I tell you to have your wine surgically removed? I believe I did. All right, go. Read it.
X. Wait, no. If X and either X or Z.
Y. This is a Y. Actually. This is not an
Either
X.
Y or Z.
Yeah. Notice how she stuck an either in there. That's actually like perfect. Actually, is what you do to make sure you distinguish it. I would have actually demoed it as if X and Y or Z, then Q. Right? But what she did is perfect. If X and either Y or Z, then Q. That's why we have either in English. How do you represent neither? If I say, neither Sean nor Ashley enjoy getting punched in the face.
No, I do.
Oh, you do? I was surprised about that.
Do not.
Neither Sean nor Ashley enjoy getting punched in the face.
It's either better than N.
Is it this? I'm asking you this. Is it this or is it this? Or is it,
One of them.
That's the
They're the same
It's
thing.
one of them.
are they?
Uh,
Are you sure they're the same thing?
it's the
Yeah.
first one.
Is it?
It's one of them.
I don't know.
I know the answer.
Okay,
It's
what am I
modified.
actually saying? I'm saying Sean doesn't have what? You're like getting punched in the face. Is what I said. I said neither Sean nor Ashley likes getting punched in the face. So does Sean like getting
That's
punched in the face?
No.
No. So Sean does not like getting punched in the face. Does Ashley like getting punched in the face?
Yes.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Watch it.
Actually,
Watch it.
you're ruining my video. Okay, you're ruining my video.
Wait,
with
you're
your
videoing
jokes.
it?
I'm videoing it and you're ruining it
Oh, okay.
with your
Sorry.
hilarity jokes. Okay, so look, this says this is neither. Why? Because neither means, does Sean like getting punched in the face? No. Does Ashley like getting punched in the face? No. So Sean does not like getting punched in the face. Ashley does not like getting punched in the face. This says it is not the case that they both like getting punched in the face.
Oh.
Right? So in that case, it's quite possible that one of them does, but not both of them do. Okay? So this is conditionality here, is the if-then part. How do we do the truth values for that? We just talked about truth values for and or. And in fact, we have these little truth tables, and I want you to write these little truth tables down. It goes like this. P and Q. Like this. You go, pew, 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 pew. And then you go, pew, 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 pew. And then you go, pew, 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 pew. And then you go, no, sorry. And then what's the last one? Okay, wait, Ashley. And then finally, at the very end, you go like what, Ashley?
Meow, 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 meow.
Right, correct. It's piaos all the way down. Okay, so this is the truth table for it. What does this tell us? If I say,
There's a lot of meows.
it's a lot of piaos, but it tells us more than that. It tells us that if I say, I have a pen and I have an eraser, then, and you check, okay, P is true, I do have a pen, good, he has an eraser, good. So the truth value of the whole sentence is true. Oh, he has a pen, he does not have an eraser, oh, truth value of the sentence is false. Okay, he does not have a pen, he does have an eraser, okay, the truth value of the sentence is false. He has neither, okay, the truth value of the sentence is false. If you don't quite get it yet, don't worry. You got it. It takes a little second, but you'll figure it out. You see
You
what
learned
I'm
it in 8th grade.
You learned this in 8th grade? You learned
Yeah.
truth tables? What class? Geometry?
Geometry.
Oh, cool.
As
I
well
get
as
it.
conditions and all that.
Alright, good. But this, what I want to talk to you about though today is removed from geometry because it is, we get into the rhetorical end of it, okay? So for P or Q, it goes like this. T, 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 F, T, because remember you only need one of them, F, T, T, and F, F, T. False. F, 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 sorry, F, F, F. Alright, so that's a conditional. Why do we introduce the truth values of this? Because I want you guys to understand that when you are working through link chains and debate and stuff, you're going to face a certain amount of, I mean, the conditionality is usually pretty straightforward, but you want to understand instinctually where to attack. Where do you attack? You attack in the link chains that are built into conditionality. Somewhere in their case is, if the following thing happens, the next thing was going to happen, okay? Those are where you attack in debate for two reasons. One, that's where you can turn. Those are the mechanisms. If these existing things are in place in this way, the following thing will happen, is a mechanism. You can generalize out from it. Okay, well, but if it produces this, that means it's also doing this. You could go that way. In other words, all things that produce this have this quality. Therefore, blah, blah, blah. What we do with the syllogisms, right? So I will, later on today, I'm going to map out that how you can think about and attack a case by using what we taught today. But I just want to point out this is where we're going with this as a general framework, and we'll get there eventually. So I'm going to give you some worksheets on conditionality now, and we'll go over those briefly before we do. All right, thank you.
How long was that?
That was a long one. It was almost 20 minutes. But conditionality deserves 20 minutes.
My annoying